I used to be obsessed with goals, New Year's resolutions, quarterly plans, vision boards. I had goals for my career, my body, my relationships, my mornings. I read every book, followed every framework, and genuinely believed that the problem was I just hadn't found the right goal setting system yet. But here's what kept happening. I'd set a goal, let's say lose 15 pounds by summer, and I'd feel amazing for about 3 days. Motivated, focused, ready. Then life would get messy. I'd miss a workout, have a bad week at work, eat pizza on Friday night, and suddenly I wasn't on track anymore. The goal that was supposed to inspire me started to feel like evidence that I was failing. Again. So I'd do what most people do. I'd reset. New goal, new plan, new version of myself starting Monday. And the cycle would repeat. For years, I thought the problem was me, that I lacked discipline, that I wasn't serious enough, that I just needed to want it more. Then one day, I was listening to someone talk about identity, and they said something that stopped me cold. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And I realized something uncomfortable. I had spent years chasing outcomes I wanted, but I had never built a life that naturally produced those outcomes. I was trying to force myself to become someone I wasn't, instead of designing an environment where the person I wanted to be could actually exist. So I ran an experiment. For 90 days, I stopped setting goals completely. No target weight, no income number, no big deadline. Instead, I asked myself one question. What would someone who already has that result do every single day? And I focused only on that. If I wanted to be fit, I didn't focus on losing 15 pounds. I focused on becoming the kind of person who moves their body every day, even if it's just a 10-minute walk. If I wanted to grow my career, I didn't obsess over a promotion. I focused on becoming the kind of person who shows up early, asks good questions, and finishes what they start. The shift sounds small, but it changed everything. Because goals are about the future. Systems are about right now. Goals are about what you want. Systems are about who you are. And when you stop chasing outcomes and start building identity, something strange happens. The outcomes start chasing you. Within 3 months, I had made more progress than I had in the previous 3 years. Not because I suddenly became more disciplined or motivated, but because I stopped trying to force big, dramatic change and started making tiny, consistent decisions that matched the identity I was trying to build. I started going to bed 30 minutes earlier, not because I had a goal to sleep 8 hours, but because that's what someone who takes care of themselves does. I started writing for 10 minutes every morning, not because I had a goal to finish a book, but because that's what a writer does. I started saying no to plans that drained me, not because I had a goal to set better boundaries, but because that's what someone who values their time does. And here's what I didn't expect. I stopped feeling like I was failing all the time. Because with goals, you're either winning or losing. You either hit the target or you don't. But with systems, every single day you show up, you win. Every day you act like the person you're becoming, you get evidence that you are that person. The gap between who you are and who you want to be starts to close, not someday in the future, but today. That's when I realized goals aren't bad, but they're terrible at driving daily behavior. They create pressure, not progress. They make you feel like you're behind instead of building. And worst of all, they train you to delay happiness until you hit some arbitrary milestone instead of finding satisfaction in the process itself. So if you've been stuck in the same cycle I was, setting goals, getting excited, losing momentum, and wondering what's wrong with you, I want to offer you a different way. For the next 30 days, stop asking, what do I want to achieve? And start asking, who do I want to become? Then pick one tiny behavior that person does every single day and do it. Not because it will get you to your goal faster, but because it's proof that you're already becoming that person. Build the system, protect the identity, and trust that the results you've been chasing will show up not because you forced them, but because you became the kind of person they naturally belong to. Stop setting goals. Start building systems. That's where real change lives.